Hey guys, how you all doing? The Wrestling Guy back here today, joined by the chairman of the board, and today we have our Backlash review.
Yeah!
What a show as well, what a show. Over in Puerto Rico, obviously. Can I just start by saying the crowd, absolutely fantastic for this show.
The crowd were absolutely on fire. The crowd made this show so much better than you thought it would have been. They were absolutely electric. Crowd of the year, if not possibly even crowd of the decade. I'm sorry to say, but I think they even beat Cardiff.
Yeah,
and we were there.
They gave it a good go. I think there's something special about shows that aren't held in the US. I think the US are kind of the reactions aren't as big because they get it so often.
Yeah.
Whereas if they go to somewhere like the UK or Puerto Rico, it's a real kind of treat. So we really make the most of it. But yeah, they really made this show something special. I think
they were
really,
absolutely
really
on fire. There were quite a few Puerto Rican talent on the roster for this show.
Yeah.
And I think as a result of that really did help as well. Obviously the oomph of having Bad Bunny and that there as well. But yeah absolutely on fire. Yeah, Puerto Rico, your crowd.
Yeah,
we salute you. You were brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So today we have got our review video, guys. So we're going to break down all of the matches as they happened, give a bit of our thoughts about what happened and what we kind of think is going to happen next as well. Do let us know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of Backlash this year. And hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. So we would kick things off with a little video package from Bad Bunny.
Yeah, good stuff.
He is the host of Backlash, so it was expected to see. I quite liked this video actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good video package.
Yeah, good stuff. Good. All building up on that hype, all building up on that excitement, all building up on the atmosphere, the electricity, that real party feel of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I mean, what an absolutely stunning looking place as well.
Yeah, and the presentation, as we always say about WWE, the presentation again, absolute top tier. I loved the way that they used the Puerto Rico flag for everything because the colours just work. I mean, it's very kind of
really pops.
Yeah,
really
like
pops.
on the ring posts, you had the design.
Yeah.
The ring apron looked absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved the presentation of that.
Even on their gear, even on their ring gear, it looked absolutely fantastic. The red, the white, the blue, it all really pops out.
Yeah, and I really did enjoy one of my. The key things I picked up on was the use of the drones as well.
Really like that.
Really good.
Drones, when they flew it in, flew it through.
I really like that.
Yeah, really nice touch on that. Something a little bit different. Yeah,
really something a bit different. And then we'd have our opening match. Now this was a bit of a surprise for me. This opener, Bianca Belair versus Iyo Sky for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah. Surprised that this was the one to kick off. Yeah. In all honesty, I thought that they might kick off with. Cody and Brock, and leave sort of the Puerto Rican talent to be the main event. I really thought that Bunny and Priest were probably going to be the main event on this one, so I was quite surprised that we got this one to start with. But what a good match to start off on! Whew.
Yeah, this was absolutely. This was a top tier match. Women's wrestling over the past couple of months has been probably one of the best places that it's been in for a long time. We've had some real standout matches. We had obviously Rhea and Charlotte at WrestleMania, which is arguably one of the greatest matches ever. We've had this match, which was an absolute classic. Bianca Belair and Asuka was good. Yeah. We've had some really solid women's matches over the past couple of months.
Really good performance by the women. Bianca Belair is solid at the moment. She's still solid as champion. Really interesting in this match as well, the crowd reactions as well. The crowd were really into both women coming out. Iyo Sky coming out to her own music as well, rather than Damage Control, and coming out on her own as well. So that was really, really good. Iyo Sky's even Iyo Sky's ring gear was a nod back to all her other stuff. Yeah, really, really good stuff on here. And then the bell went, and the crowd kind of turned a bit on Bianca. They were really very much on Iyo.
It was a bit of a Rock and Hulk Hogan moment, wasn't it? With this one, they went. It didn't really go according to plan. Like Bianca Belair is going in as the face, and it didn't go that way from the get-go. And it wasn't even just like a little bit, like they were giving her a real hard time to the point where I was sat watching it kind of thinking, this is actually getting a bit hostile now. Like,
there's me thinking, is there a filter in the midst of this? I don't know, but yeah, really good performance by both women, very, very solid. Iyo Sky relying a lot on her high flying, her speed and her agility. Bianca Belair relying a lot on her power and her strength, and really putting in some of those strength moves as well. Some really good spots on there, showing off her power. There's been a lot of people talking about that one spot where she does the military press with one arm and then she drops Iyo, and Iyo came down quite roughly, quite bad on there. A lot of people are giving Bianca a lot of stick about that online and saying that she's unsafe and everything else on there. I don't think that's the case at all. I think this was just a simple little mistake on there. Iyo seemed fine, that they carried on the match and everything else on there. And even afterwards, Iyo Sky has gone on to praise Bianca for the match and the performance that they had in the ring. So no harm, no foul there really. But people are really going to get on her case about that. Be interesting to see how people get on over the coming weeks with it as well. Whether this keeps coming up. We also have to bear in mind though, this time last year we're talking about Bianca Belair having a black eye after somebody accidentally clocked her. So you've got to bear in mind that these things do come about. It does happen. It's wrestling. It's not pantomime. It's people throwing punches and everything else on there. So these things do happen on there. But a great match, outstanding stuff on there. Really, really good storytelling throughout as well.
Yeah, really good. We would get the inevitable interference on Damage Control.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Dakota Kai would come down and deliver a huge kick. And Bayley, who looked fabulous, by the way.
Interesting trousers.
Yeah, interesting trousers. Pulling on the hair braid as well, stopping, and obviously the referee picked that up. Iyo Sky was distracted, missed a move, KOD, 1, 2, 3. Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah, she's got the 1 year reign, longest reigning Raw Women's Champion and everything else on there. But really good match on there. Yeah, not surprised to see Damage Control come down. It did kind of interrupt what was a really, really good match, but it's a good bit of storytelling on there as well. I'm never sure what it is with Damage Control in their wardrobe though. They look like they only got like one piece of clothing each from that wardrobe, so they have to cut around it to try and make up costumes for the others. It's kind of a bit odd, but it's a really good look though. I do like it.
There are a lot of people online that are moaning about the fact that Damage Control and Bianca Belair have been moved onto the same brand because of how long this rivalry is going on for. Do you think that this rivalry is getting a bit stale, or are you happy to see it?
I'm still quite interested, quite invested in this one because I think Bayley's had her chance. Iyo Sky's now had her chance, so now I think maybe it might be the time for Dakota Kai to maybe get her chance. At having a go at the Raw Women's Champion and maybe seeing whether she could dethrone her. So I'm still invested in it at the moment. There are obviously plenty of women on SmackDown that can become contenders as well. So we've got all that to look forward to as well. But this could even, I think with this match though, you could even see the potential cracks in Damage Control, the possibility that it could split. Iyo did not look happy with the fact that they came down for her match and interfered and everything else on there. I think that we can create some story within that. I could see Bayley getting pushed out of the group. And probably Iyo and Dakota may stick around together. But then it also could be a case where, as we've got things coming up like Money in the Bank, if they're involved in that match, could we start to see more cracks form now? So, this has got a little bit of, there's something that potentially could come from all this, a good little bit of storytelling on it. So I'm interested to see where this one goes. Interesting
to see what happens on SmackDown as well, if anything does come of this, because like you say, this could be the beginnings of some cracks in Damage Control. It has been rumoured for a while of a potential split. The draft caught a lot of people by surprise because we thought that was going to be the time when we'd see certain groups like Damage Control be moved around a bit, but since groups have been moved together, we'll see what happens over the coming weeks if anything comes of this. I wouldn't even mind seeing a rematch at some point. Between these, these two. If they can get these two back in for another one. I'd really enjoy that. Maybe do some kind of stipulation as well where she can't have any outside interference. So we just get the one-on-one match. That we had for the majority of this match. But good match. Good start. Really, really good start on this one. And we both picked Bianca Belair as well. So that's 1-1 at the moment. We both came out on top on that one. So really, really good start on that one. Let's have a look at the next match then. Now we have, this one surprised me as coming up as the next one as well, to be honest. We have Seth Freakin Rollins taking on the Nigerian giant Omos. I swear Omos looks bigger and bigger every time I see him. I think he gets taller. Are they putting lifts in his shoes or something? I don't know what's going on there, but wow. He just seems to look bigger every time we see him come out. Seth freaking Rollins looking pretty tame with his attire.
I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I really thought he was going to come out in something really elaborate and Puerto Rican colours, and like really go to town on it. Like the tights, the jacket was very plain, very.
It went
very
back
safe.
to almost. It went back to almost like the Messiah Rollins when he came out with the fur jacket on, and it was like old school Rollins.
Yeah.
But it was I still liked it. The design on the tights were nice.
Yeah.
Crowd
loved it. Crowd were into it. The crowd singing the song, everything else on there, really good. Really liked all of that. Yeah, some really good stuff on there. Really liked it. And then we get the surprise jump start as well, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah. Omos as well. I would happily say arguably his best match so far.
I'm not going to argue with you on that at all. I think this was a really good solid match. I think you got a nice mix of both guys in this one as well. Seth really let Omos put in some moves, some good power stuff, some really good bits in there. Probably for like the majority of the match, like Omos was on top, and then Seth does the comeback, everything else on there.
I loved the spot where he blocked the stomp. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I love seeing things a little bit different as well. We've seen people reverse the stomp. We've seen great moments like when Randy Orton hit the RKO from the stomp. We've seen, but we haven't seen anyone stop it like that. And I thought, like, this is good. This is something a little bit different on there. It's what we like to see.
And it builds on the fact that Omos is a big, strong giant of a man. So and why not? Well, you've got to put stuff like that in. But yeah, really good. I was really surprised with this one. I got to be honest. I think this was. We did say in the preview video, if anybody was going to get a good performance out of Omos, it was going to be Seth Rollins, and I think he did. Like we said, I think this could be his best match. Best match today. Went about 10.5 minutes as well, which was really good for Omos as well. Rather than it just being a quick, simple match on there, you really did get a good amount of time out of him as well. Good to see him actually do that. I think he's, because of his size and everything else, his cardio is going to be a little less. So yeah, he does need to have that experience of working some longer matches. He did look exhausted after the match, but yeah, really good.
Finish was good as well. The super stomp as well.
Stomp.
That was really good.
Yeah, really liked all that. So really came out well on that one. I think he sold it really well. Wasn't expecting that as a finish, so it was a nice surprise to see that as well. Seeing Seth Rollins go out for something that's within his arsenal, but taking it to the next level kind of thing, isn't it? It's like when we've seen RKOs off the top ropes and Styles clashes off the top and things like that, isn't it? It's nice to see something like that.
One of my favourite commentary lines was in this match, because there was a point where Omos was down on his knees and Rollins was going to hit him with a pedigree, and they said, this is something like, this is Rollins's version of a pedigree, kind of, he's changing how to do the pedigree type thing, and they kind of said, well, in fairness, Omos on his knees is the same size as a normal person.
Yeah.
I kind of thought,
well, he did the back body drop off his knees, wasn't there? So yeah,
I thought that was quite good.
So yeah, really good. Yeah, and I think that the crowd were really into this one as well. They really helped out it up as well, isn't it? Kudos to Seth Rollins there. He really managed to pull a good match out of Omos, and fair play to Omos as well. Yeah, really good stuff on there. I like the fact that they did a lot of the traditional stuff that they usually do with big guy, little guy as well. Things like the sleeper hold and things like that on there. So yeah, all very traditional stuff. But also added some new stuff into it as well. But really good. And I think a lot of people will turn around and say, yeah, but Omos isn't winning like the big matches and things like that. It's going to damage him and everything else and everything. At the moment, I don't think it is. I think this is going to... I think the more that they can get matches like this out of him, the more that's going to help. So
yeah, definitely.
So fair play on this one. And on this one, we both went with Rollins, and we both came out on top of that.
Good to see him have another victory on a PLE as well. Yeah. Really good stuff on there. He's on a bit of a roll at the moment.
Yes, because this would be a possible push towards the new World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, because obviously at the time of recording this, we don't know what's happened on Raw yet.
No, we haven't watched it yet.
So we'll see what happens over the coming weeks. But it's good. It's good time for Seth Rollins at the moment. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But good stuff. Good stuff.
Really good stuff then. Let's move on to the next one then. This one I liked. This one. Okay, we had the triple threat match for the United States title. We had the champion Austin Theory going up against Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, this was one of the matches out of the card that I was looking forward to the most. Three really good guys on there, like we said in our predictions video. It's a bit of a shame for this one, I think, that this was done. That that Backlash was kind of done before the draft came into effect, because it kind of made Bronson Reed look a little bit redundant in this match, which was a shame, because I actually thought out of the three, Bronson Reed was the best one out of the three in this match.
I'm going to 100% agree with you on that. Bronson Reed, absolutely fantastic on it. Bronson Reed is a star in the making.
Yeah.
They will put him something. It would make me interested to see him go up against somebody like Gunther.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know they're both playing heel characters, but
yeah,
I think that would be fantastic. I think Bronson Reed would take some good bashes as well. So absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really, really good match. Right from the off, these three were going at it. Really, really strong stuff on there. Yeah, really, really impressive with it. I'm big fan of Bronson Reed. He reminds me a lot of Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, he's got that feel.
Yeah, he's got that Bam Bam Bigelow of the 21st century to him. I really, really like him. Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley's great. He's the almighty. He's got that look. He's got that style about the stuff he does. His vertical suplex, always impressive to watch. Always impressive to see him holding somebody up like that. Never afraid to take on the power moves as well. Even throwing Bronson Reed about as well. So some really, really good stuff there. Austin Theory, he's got all the cockiness. He's got the attitude. He's got everything on there that makes him a great heel champion on there as well. He put in some really, really good stuff on there. One little moment where he did roll in and went for the drop kick and the referee was in the way. A little bit of a shame, because it did make the move look a little bit awkward. But really, really good on there. Some really impressive stuff on this one. Really. There were moments where this could have gone either way as well, which I really like in a triple threat match. I like it when it looks like any one of the three could win it. So. Yeah,
definitely. I think all three of these guys came out of this match looking good as well. I think they could go in to the next coming weeks with actually some good momentum of coming off the back of a really strong match. Good to see guys like Bronson Reed on a PLE as well, actually on a main show. Theory retaining the belt on this one as well. Yeah,
and pretty much did it exactly the same. The exact way that we said in our predictions video that Bobby and Bronson were going to tangle with each other. They were going to knock each other down. Austin Theory was going to come in, pick up the pieces, and pick up the win. The cowardly way of doing it, but it really works for Austin Theory's character.
Yeah, it's the way to do it, isn't it? Yeah. If you want to keep your titles, you've got to do it whatever you can to keep
Absolutely.
it.
But fantastic stuff. Really, really good on that one. Yeah. And again, on our predictions, we both predicted Austin Theory. So we're doing
3 for 3 at the moment. Yeah, good stuff. Woo! Good stuff at the moment.
Good stuff. Right. Coming up next then, this was one that we were really, really looking forward to. Really excited for this one. It was the SmackDown Women's Championship. We have the champion Rhea Ripley going up against Puerto Rico's Zelina Vega. Yeah, this was one of the matches that I think I enjoyed the most on the entire card, which was, I surprised myself with that one, because I was a little bit disappointed that Zelina Vega was going to be Rhea Ripley's first challenger for the title. That's not taking anything away from Zelina Vega, because like we said in our predictions, I think she's massively underrated. Before we even get into this match, the attires, I don't think I've seen two better attires in the same ring. This was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, Rhea Ripley's attire always looks great in that black. When she came out and she was in the white, wow, it looked absolutely fantastic. And she looked like serious business as well. She looked like she was not messing about. Just the look on her face, the way that she presented herself, absolutely incredible. And then Zelina Vega comes out with the Puerto Rican flag sort of arms. Absolutely amazing, fantastic. The wardrobe department, absolute kudos to you there. That looked absolutely amazing. It had a very sort of, the way she got in the ring and she held it out and she twirled around, very sort of macho man kind of thing to it as
almost
well.
Like Ric Flair.
Beautifully, absolutely beautifully done. The crowd were absolutely gorging on it. They were loving every second of it, and the reaction that she got, and the love and the support that she got throughout the whole match, and even at the end and everything else, was absolutely incredible. Like we said at the start, the Puerto Rican crowd made the event. They certainly helped to make this match and took it from what was a great match into an absolutely stupendous match. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff on it.
Yeah, it's such you could see the emotion in Zelina Vega as well. She was, and if I'm honest, as a fan watching at home, it made you feel a little bit. It really did catch the feels a bit, because she was just soaking in all of the love and support from her fans. And fair play to Rhea Ripley for staying in character as well.
Fair play to Rhea. Rhea let her have her moment. Absolutely, it was absolutely brilliant on there. Really good match, this one. Well paced throughout. It was nice for Rhea getting the upper hand to start with. Zelina gets the fight back, and then once she gets the fight back, Rhea then takes back control again. Couple of close calls on there, some really close moments on there. I almost thought at one point maybe this was going to happen. Maybe it was going to change. Really, really good match. Ended up though the winner of the match and still SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Can't argue with that. To have taken the belt off of her this early would have been an absolute travesty. But fair play to Zelina as well for putting this match on with her as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
One little niggle I did have with this match, and it was only a very minute niggle, was the fact that she got up to the top rope, did the Eddie Guerrero shimmy like that, and then did the Meteora.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I thought we were going to see a frog splash coming there. I was kind of thinking.
Yeah. But it was on the middle rope as well. She did come off the top. I don't think Zelina's fully comfortable up on the top. It looks like she does a lot from the middle. So.
But I was kind of thinking. I don't remember Eddie Guerrero doing that.
But it was a nice. It was a nice touch.
It was a lovely touch.
Lovely little moments like that in the match as well. Yeah, this was a really, really good match. I wish that this one had just got another couple of minutes.
Yeah.
This one ran about 7.5 minutes, and I think if this has gone around about the 10, 12 minute mark, just to give them the opportunity to just do that little bit more. Because there was some really, really good stuff on this, and fair play to both women. I say Rhea Ripley. I mean, Rhea Ripley is on another level at the moment. I mean, they did the match with her and Charlotte, which was fantastic. They were both amazing in it. Rhea Ripley just seems to be on this an upper echelon. She's right up at the very top. I think she's going to be so difficult for them to eventually take the title from her, to eventually have her get beaten. What she's doing at the moment is incredible. Her character work, everything else on there is fantastic. But she put all that aside and let Zelina have those moments. Even after the match, even when the match had finished, she got out of the ring and she let Zelina have all the moment in there. The crowd just all over Zelina. Zelina in tears, obviously, because it's got to be a hugely emotional moment as well. Dedicating the match to her late father as well, which is just, really beautiful. There's just so much of this match that was just beautiful. Yeah. Proper gets you in the feels as well. But even if you take all that aside, it was still a good solid match.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, really good stuff on here. I loved the way that Rhea Ripley, she kind of, like you said, she controlled the start. She kind of let Zelina have her moments in the middle, and she kind of thought, I've given you enough time. Riptide.
Yeah, Riptide.
Into a 1, 2, 3.
Riptide, and then that pin as well.
Yeah, and then
real kind of fold you right over kind of pin.
She's kind of like
that dominant kind of you are not kicking out.
Yeah, I've given you some time in front of your home crowd.
Yeah, but now I'm taking you out.
I'm not taking you out. Yeah, it was like a fatality off of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
it was good stuff on there.
Absolutely fantastic stuff on there. And say Rhea's costume. Love the little dom on the bum.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. That if Rhea's going to hire that out as advertising space, then we'll see if we can get our logos on there for future.
Yeah, definitely. Keep an eye out.
Fantastic. Right, coming up next then, the first of our double main events. Which surprised me because I thought this was going to be the main event match for this one. It was the San Juan Street Fight. It was Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I was a bit disappointed this wasn't the main event. I think that the match order the rest of the show kind of got a bit muddly, I think, after this point, because this match wasn't the main event. Because, as predicted, the fans were absolutely crazy for Bad Bunny.
Oh, God.
I had no idea what the song was that he came out to, but it clearly means something over there because they were going absolutely ballistic for it.
I mean, we've heard crowds sing Judas and even Metalingus, but the crowd for this one were absolutely all over this, and they even let the song run on a bit longer, because of the way that the crowd were reacting. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, good stuff. And Damian Priest again coming out in the white as well. Really nice touch in there.
Judgment Day touches. I love that. And even later on in the match when Finn and Dom come out and they've got white on as well. It's just those little touches that make your group work. It really kind of brings the fact that they're all coming out in similar colours.
And the storytelling as well, that he comes out with the jacket that he wore when he teamed with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. Yeah. Like those little touches in there that just add to the story.
Oh, storytelling.
A little bit as well. Bad Bunny, interesting attire. A bit plain, but his fashion sense.
What are you going to wear for a street fight?
Well, that's true.
You ain't coming in your best gear, are you?
No,
So,
it's true. Coming down with the good old trolley with loads of weapons in it. Yeah. That's what we got to see. Get the crowd going. One thing we have forgot to mention: Savio Vega backstage as well. I think it was after the first or second match, handing Bad Bunny the kendo stick with the Puerto Rico flag, which looked amazing.
I loved that. It was really nice.
Really nice.
Really good. Yeah, it was great to see Savio Vega as well. I was a big fan of Savio Vega when I was younger, so yeah, really nice to see him there as well. So, and obviously all the rest of the LWO, and then also a big surprise from Carlito.
Yes, good stuff. Well, no, I did pop for that. That was really nice to see.
I was so excited about that one. That was absolutely
looking good as well.
Looking fantastic. He looks in great shape. God, if they put him back in the ring. Love to see him back in the WWE ring.
Yeah, it'd be incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah,
getting back on SmackDown.
Just getting into the match then. A really good match, I thought. Damian Priest, absolutely fantastic in this match. We could say it until the cows come home, but I think Damian Priest is massively underrated at the moment, and he could really do a huge kind of push. Fantastic job in this match. You've got to remember as well, Bad Bunny going into this match isn't a wrestler. He is a singer, he's an entity, he's a celebrity, he's not a wrestler. And Damian Priest and Bad Bunny together made this match look like a wrestling match. A proper wrestling match that you would struggle to see two professional wrestlers put on.
Yeah.
So that's an achievement in itself. The selling of the leg injury, absolutely really fantastic.
Well, yeah. I mean, the chair shot did look a little stiff, but Damian Priest sold it really well. Really good on that one. At one point early on as well, Priest takes a blow to the mouth as well. He's got a bit of blood coming out of the mouth. He sold that really well as well. Little moments where he's doing that, sort of just touching the lip and looking and things like that. Yeah, really good stuff on there. But yeah, really impressed with all this. I got to agree with you 100%. Damian Priest is so undervalued and underrated at the moment. He's got star potential in him. He's got everything now. He's got the look. He's got the voice. He's got the style. He's got the presentation. His wrestling is on point as well. He is really good. Got to bear in mind also that he's 40 years old.
Yeah,
I mean he's coming up to the later part of his wrestling career. So I really hope that they're going to do something with him going forward. I hope Triple H really sort of took notice of what he could do. And like you said, he made. He took Bad Bunny, who was a non-wrestler, and made him look like $1 million, and then some on there. Absolutely fantastic stuff on there. Yeah, some really good stuff. And what I liked about this match as well, it was a San Juan street fight, but it had moments of wrestling, it had moments of street fight in there. It had the early pin from Damian Priest, and then lifting him up, going no, I'm not having this. I'm gonna hurt this guy and carry it on and all that. You had all the interference in there from the Judgment Day, the LWO, Carlito, Savio Vega, everything else going on there as well. This was fantastic. I mean, this was a great story. This was like watching an episode of something, I think it went about 20-25 minutes, but it felt like it was an episode of something. You were getting to see all this going on, this great bit of storytelling, the good guy versus the bad guy, the two teams coming out and everything, just putting it all together, and the crowd were just lapping up every single second of it. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful to watch.
What I loved as well is the way that the interference that happened, because there was quite a lot of people that came out. The interference that happened didn't affect the ending. We still got a good kind of 4 or 5 minutes of wrestling after everyone came out, which was good, because I was worried that was how it was going to finish, and I was kind of thinking, that'd be a shame, because it was a really good match up to that point.
Yeah.
But I guess also that was a bit of time for Bad Bunny to maybe catch his breath a bit for the final stint, because he's probably not got the cardio and everything else on there.
Exactly. I mean, it's really good when you get the interference and things like that, but you don't want it to be the thing that ends up finishing the match off. Yeah, they ended up getting a good 4 or 5 minutes on here as well. I mean, Bad Bunny's got the skills. He's got it all there. I mean, we say the same thing about Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a celebrity who is going into wrestling, and I mean, he's pulled out some real surprises as well.
It's funny, because I was thinking about this match, because when I was thinking about Bad Bunny wrestling, I was thinking about Logan Paul's matches, and how I more considering Logan Paul now as a wrestler than a social media star. Because he's that good, and obviously he's signed his contract now and everything else. But Bad Bunny, this could be his future, possibly if he wanted it to be. I wouldn't mind. He's good. Considering he's not a wrestler, he was jumping off the top rope. He was hitting some pretty bold moves that a lot of professionals aren't eager to do.
And also even like the finisher, the bunny destroyer, which I wish they called it the San Juan destroyer or the Puerto Rico destroyer, the bunny destroyer. I mean, that is not an easy move to perform, because you have to be in tandem with the person you're doing it with. But I mean, they both did an amazing job on that. Yeah,
he's obviously got a good connection with Damian Priest, like they've done. That, like we said, they had the match at WrestleMania against Miz and Morrison. Some really good. Some really nice touches in this match thrown in there as well. Couple of niggles. The commentary wasn't quite on top form in this match. There was a couple of moments. There was one where Michael Cole turns around and says, Bad Bunny adding some new moves into his arsenal. The Falcon Arrow. I was kind of thinking, it's because Damian Priest used the broken arrow. It's kind of just like, it's a couple of bits in there.
Training and doing that move.
And there's also the bit where Damian Priest, Corey Graves turns around and goes, Bad Bunny's got no chance against a pro wrestler like Damian Priest. And Michael Cole goes, but don't forget, Bad Bunny has 140 million social media followers. I kind of thought, what?
I don't know what that's got to do with anything. No. Stand up well in a street fight.
So I was kind of thinking, okay, that's a fair point, but it doesn't really mean anything for a street fight. But yes, really good match, and great to see Carlito can still hit a perfect backstabber as well.
Really good. Amazing. Please get Carlito back on the roster. If anything comes out of Puerto Rico, can we have Carlito back? That would be lovely. Thank you.
Definitely.
Right, coming up on the next one, then we had the 6-man tag on this one. So it was the Usos and Solo Sikoa going up against the tag team champions of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, along with Matt Riddle.
I'm going to be a bit of a downer on this one and say I think this is probably the one match on the card that I enjoyed the least.
Okay.
In all honesty. I think part of that was because it came off of the back of that Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match, which is partly the reason I would have that as the main. I would have had that as the main event, and kind of swapped Cody and Brock around and had Damian and Bad Bunny as the main event. It kind of felt like this one was almost like your toilet break match. This was kind of a match where you kind of you had your big match, kind of settling down a bit before the main event. I think another thing that didn't help with this match as well is it was kind of a bit, we've seen this before type thing. It was kind of a rehashing of the past type thing. I loved Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa was by far the standout in this match for me.
I can't argue with that.
I thought he was brilliant. But apart from the stuff with him and Riddle, and him obviously with Jey Uso as well, that storyline's looking really good at the moment. I didn't see a lot of new things in this match, to be honest.
I've got to be honest. For me on this one, I think this match still got a great reaction from the crowd. The crowd singing Sami Zayn's music and everything else on there, absolutely fantastic. They were really into it. They were really into the Usos and Solo and Kevin, Sami and Riddle. They were all really into all of it. But to me, this was the match that kind of felt like something. It felt like something should have happened, but didn't happen. It almost felt like it was kind of like there's got to be, because at one point I was really thinking, like I said in our predictions video, I was really thinking that maybe this was going to be the match where Solo turns on the Usos under the orders of Roman Reigns. And walks out, or gives them both the Samoan spike, whatever, and walks out, and the good guys pick up the win on this one. And I was really expecting that to happen, and there were moments where it looked like it was going to happen, and then it did, and then it didn't. And it's kind of making so I'm kind of thinking maybe we're going to get a bit of a slower build on this. But I think this is going to eventually happen. I think eventually the Usos are going to get pushed out of the Bloodline. But I thought maybe it was going to happen at this event, because this event was really, really good. There was some really, really good stuff in it, but it felt like there was nothing that was really progressing any stories any further other than possibly the main event match. And so it felt like this match needed to do something in order to progress the story. And it felt like we just got a tiny little step. Like I think they could have taken a big step forward and had Solo take him out. and then they could have said on SmackDown next week or whatever, it was under the orders of Roman Reigns or whatever, and then done this whole thing where they're splitting the bloodline up. But it didn't happen. That was kind of a bit... Good match, though. I mean, there was some good stuff in it. Some really solid moves on there. Pop-up powerbomb, super kicks, ahoy, and everything else on. Yeah, all good on there. Yeah, all really, really good on there. Solo Sikoa, I just got to say also, Solo Sikoa, it's the little touches that he puts in as well, like the little hesitations, the moments where he stares at his thumb and things like that. The moments where instead of taking like a hand tag or whatever, he'll like slap the to get there. It's little moments like that I love. It's those little things that just make that character just fleshed out that little bit more. Even really, really good at doing that.
Even the bit at the end when the referee's kind of lifting their arms up for the win. He doesn't take his eyes off Jey Uso.
No.
He's got his eyes glued there. The Usos are sat kind of celebrating because they've got the win. Solo Sikoa's stone-faced, locking eyes with Jey Uso, and that's absolutely brilliant as well.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the big takeaway from this match. Yeah, there were a lot of things like the Jey Uso and Sami Zayn moment where Jey Uso was saying, "Oh, you ruined my family." I was kind of thinking, yeah, we've seen this before. Yeah. Like, we had this at WrestleMania, and we've had this on SmackDown, and we've had this before. But there was some nice moments in there with Solo Sikoa where it makes you think, I'm intrigued with this storyline to see where it goes next, because I think it does need a bit of a push forward.
A push forward, isn't it? So I really thought, when we did our predictions, I really thought that Riddle was going to get the win, and it was going to be the potential that they were going to do Riddle versus Reigns as Reigns' next title contender. But it didn't go that way. Instead, we got a victory for Solo Sikoa and the Usos with that Samoan spike, and Riddle actually taking the pin on this one as well. So he kind of protected the tag champs. But at the same time, it's obviously not going to put Riddle in front of them for the next title shot.
Yeah, definitely. And then that leaves only one. The actual main event.
Right, before we go on to that one, let's just say that was the one match that we actually disagreed on. So
that is true.
Yeah, and I went with the faces. I went with Zayn and Owens and Riddle, whereas you went with Sikoa and the Bloodline. So so well done. So you picked it up on that one. So so that was the wrestling guy going 1 point ahead going into the final match, which was Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this match. Cody Rhodes, I think that's arguably the best we've had so far. I mean, that was incredible. What a pop that got. Absolutely fantastic on there. Brock Lesnar, it's Brock Lesnar. He's the beast. There isn't anyone quite like him.
And he still gets that huge cheer when he starts off. It's
iconic, isn't it? It's like the Undertaker's gong. You kind of like, as soon as you hear it, you're like, that's Brock Lesnar, and you're like, there's trouble coming. You're like, it's good. And if there's a Brock Lesnar fight, it's guaranteed to be a fight. And yeah, I think this match didn't disappoint. I think
this was good. This was really, really good. So both guys come out to huge pops. The crowd really, really loving this. Even after all the matches they've seen 6 matches already. They are really loud, really vocal for this match as well. Cody getting some huge reaction off of there as well. Cody needed to have a good, strong match, I think, after his loss at WrestleMania. And what a way to do it, to go up against somebody like the Beast. Brock he's an animal. He's a destroyer. Some really, really good stuff in here. Like the fact that Cody got the jump at the start of this match as well. That was really, really good. Throws himself out before the with the suicide dive, before the bell had even gone. Gets a good couple of minutes of attack in there before they finally get in the ring and the bell goes underway, which surprised me because normally it would be the other way around. Normally you would see a heel doing that. So that was quite a surprise on that one. But once he got on him, he was really sticking to him. Went for a couple of disaster kicks, got caught with one of them, which was a bit predictable that he was going to get caught on the third one. I know, but it still looked good. Takes the German suplex. We then get a series of German suplexes. For one moment, I thought this was going to suddenly turn into the Brock Lesnar John Cena match. He was just going to he was going to get destroyed.
Yeah, it was one of them. I think it was definitely Suplex City. I won't say the last word came to mind when I was watching this. Really good stuff in there. Great to see both guys get a good level of offense in this one. We saw the multiple Cody Crossroads.
Yeah.
We saw, I think it was 2 Crossroads. Obviously, one of them turned into the F5, which was really good, really well done.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cody kicks out of the F5. I mean, there's not many people that do that, so kudos to him for that one. We then had the exposed turnbuckle spot where Brock Lesnar actually does catch himself. There's a lot of things online saying that was supposed to happen. They don't normally expose a turnbuckle unless there is something like that. It's planned to happen. I'm not sure he's meant to hit it quite that hard though, because he did hit it very hard.
He did still hit it hard. Yeah. The blood comes out. I read that apparently that it was planned. It was planned for Lesnar to bleed. They did want to have that moment to make Cody look stronger and make the Beast look vulnerable and everything else. So apparently it was that. There was quite a lot of it on there as well. Obviously, the both guys are very sweaty, so it does start to spread after a while. You see it all over Cody's side and everything else on there. Made me laugh that Brandy put out a tweet after saying that her husband had come home after a wrestling match covered in blood, and thankfully it wasn't his. Which I think made me laugh, because usually the amount of times that Cody ends up getting busted open, he gets it all in his hair.
It did give me, when I did see it in his hair, it did give me visions of the match against Dustin in AEW. It did give me vibes to that one.
That was really good. But this was really good. A really strong match for both guys. Neither guy came out looking weak on this one. Some really, really good stuff on here. A lot of people are criticising the finish, but I actually liked the finish. I liked the Kimura, the roll up, getting the roll up on it. Okay, maybe Cody's feet weren't on the ground and it did look a little bit, but I liked it.
It does make me laugh, because I was thinking about, because they had a similar thing with Shayna Baszler in one of her matches where she had her submission hold and then they reversed it into a pin. It's kind of like the same with these former UFC MMA fighters, where they almost don't want to let go of their submission holds. Kind of thinking he's going to tap, and then they forget to kick out. But I think it was really well done. And like you're going up against someone like Brock Lesnar, you've got to do whatever you can. And if you can get a win like that, you get a win like that. But still fantastic match by both guys.
Do you think this is going to set up for a rematch?
100%. It has to set up for a rematch.
It will do. I think Brock's not going to be happy that he lost it that way. He's going to want a rematch. Probably no disqualifications, blah blah blah, or submission or whatever. Like, do something where he's going to get a chance to get in and get with Cody again. Maybe even a Hell of a
stipulation match.
Stipulation match on there. Really, really good match though. Definitely the right outcome on this match though. Cody Rhodes really needs the win in order to start pushing himself up and heading hopefully towards finishing the story, which we hope is going to be against Reigns rather than taking this other title. But really, really good stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
It'd be interesting to see the fallout of this on Raw as well. We have said, haven't we, about the triple threat match, because we know Cody Rhodes is going to be in one of them. We wouldn't be surprised if Brock Lesnar maybe costs him the match, and then that sets up for, it could even be a match at Night of Champions. Could even see that as a match on there. Saudi fans, I imagine, will love that. So that could be a good one.
They always like the Beast over there, don't they? He does well.
So could easily see that happen. But overall thoughts on the show?
Overall thoughts, this was a really, really good show. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was an unusual show as well, because it had that feeling that the matches didn't feel like they were hugely relevant in order of storyline or anything like that. So it almost kind of felt like it was almost a glorified house show. But the matches were all really, really good, all very solid. Everybody performed really, really well. There's nobody I can really sort of turn around and say, they didn't pull their weight or whatever, or anything. Everybody in it was really, really solid throughout. The crowd, we've said it umpteen times in this video, were absolutely fantastic. They made it, the production values, everything about it was really, really good. I love the entranceway as well, the fact that they did it all on that angle bit with the wall and everything else on it. That was all really, really good. Something a little bit different, a little bit unique for Puerto Rico as well. All in all, this was a great event. I think people are going to be like, it was okay because it wasn't like it wasn't one of the big ones or anything else. It was like, no, this was a really, really good show. Some great stuff in there, some really good performances. I think everybody could come out of that show with their head held high and feel like that is going to be something that could help take them forward, especially now we're kicking off with the the draft. And everybody moving on to their new shows and everything else on there. So I think this is a real kind of, like, that was kind of almost like an end gap, taking you into this new day that we're starting with Monday Night Raw. But the finish on this bit was really, really good, and there's there's so many outstanding performances on there, like Damian Priest, like Iyo Sky, like Bronson Reed, that you could say, do you know what? They were really good. Let's carry that momentum going in. I was really, really happy with this show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could quite easily sit and watch it again.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was really good as well. I was happy with all of the superstars on the show. It was really good. Sets a nice story up as well, like I said, with the draft now being in effect, and it almost feels like the draft has created almost like a clean slate for us to write some new stories here, because I think that was what was interesting about Backlash, was it didn't feel like there was any real progression apart from, like you said, the main event.
Yeah.
So that leaves the draft completely open at the moment for new things to form and new rivalries. Everyone's on their right shows. And yeah, it's exciting times.
Exciting times ahead, definitely. Yeah. And also, also got to point out though, we've got to give a shout out as well to the wrestling guy who actually got a full house of predictions as well.
True.
Yeah, so well done to him. Yeah, there's only one match that we disagreed on, so it's only going to come down to that one. But yeah, you picked up. So yeah, well done on that. A full house. We've never managed a full house yet.
Haven't. Yeah, so. that was good. We'll see if we can get another one coming up very soon. Night of Champions right around the corner as well at the end of the month as well. So I don't have to wait too long for that one. Another Saudi show, and then obviously one in the bank in the UK. A lot of out of the US shows, aren't we? This is good. This is good
I think the out of the US shows really help with getting that crowd reaction and things like that. I think, like we said at the start, I think the US crowd are used to having wrestling around. So when you go out, when you take it out and you do it in other places, it really is going to build up that excitement. There are rumours going around that possibly Australia is also on the list as well, which would be great as well, because you do have a lot of Australian superstars at the moment as well. Yeah. So that could be really exciting. Obviously, we are going to see Saudi Arabia. We are going to see London as well for Money in the Bank. So yeah, exciting times.
Yeah, it certainly is good. Let us know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of Backlash this year. And if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.